XRP to $10,000. Is it possible, or are people just simply lying to you? Today, we're going to break everything down so you guys know. Listen, guys, make sure to subscribe. We are on a journey for 2,000 subscribers. I'm trying to make myself a lot of money this bull run, but not only myself, but you guys as well. You guys are part of the family, and we are all trying to eat together. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? Hope it's fantastic. Listen, XRP to $10,000. Is it possible? We're going to break it down very, very quickly. Also, is the Bitcoin cycle going to be different? Are we going to get the typical cycle, or are things going to change? Because there is data that might suggest things are going to change. But before we do, let's just jump right into it. $10,000 XRP. Now, off the top of my head, I already know the market cap for this, but we're going to break it down. We're not going to read the whole article, but I'm going to read some stuff here and there, and we're going to break it down for you guys, right? So, pretty much, there are people in the community thinking XRP could hit $10,000 per token. Okay. Just just for reference, right now, XRP is at 250 with 143 billion market cap. Okay. So if you even want to 10x to $25, it would have to be at 1.4 trillion market cap. Okay. Just for reference. So we are going to break down if 10,000 XRP is even possible. So, there's people pretty much in this article. It's just saying, certain people are predicting XRP to $100 might be achievable, right? Which I personally do think that is much more likely than, obviously $10,000. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If it were to hit $100, I don't think it would even hit this cycle. So we already have our answer. I don't think XRP will hit $10,000. And it's purely because of the market cap and how much money there is in this world, right? So pretty much Vincent's argument that XRP could reach $10,000 per token is based on a rather speculative but optimistic view on cryptocurrency's future. At such a price, XRP's market cap would reach 570 trillion. 570 trillion market cap, far beyond anything seen in traditional market. To put this into perspective, the global GDP is around 100 trillion, making such a market cap seem almost impossible by conventional standards. So, no, it is not going to happen. Anyone that is telling you this is lying. They're using for clicks. They are trying to use and abuse you guys. They are lying to you. They are selling you a false dream. Okay? Do not listen to people that are saying XRP to $10,000. Maybe in 100 years, yes, in 100 years, when everything is, different, when the whole world is futuristic, and if it hasn't blown up yet, then of course, because I mean, more money printed, more manipulation, who knows? But if you guys want to experience that bread, that money, I don't think that's likely. Even 100 years might be too short. But yeah, it pretty much talks about how, crypto assets and market cap is an outdated metric. Um, you know, it's not, it pretty much says it's not. Um, you know, Despite the enthusiasm among some XRP advocates, not all members of the community are sold on XRP reaching $10,000. Well, of course, guys, listen, 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 right? As much as I want there to be crypto adoption, which I think there will be a lot, which we'll also talk about in a second, we have to be realistic here. You also have to talk about what is your goal? What is your goal? Right? If you're trying to cash out this cycle, if we're going to have another cycle, right? If it's the same typical cycle, if you're trying to cash out this cycle, no, we're not going to hit $10,000. No, we're not going to hit $1,000. No, we're not going to hit $100. In in a in a WoW world, I think we hit around max $15. We're going to break it down, okay? We're going to break it down. Listen, people. All right, XRP is currently at 250. I believe it's going to go nuclear. I believe there's gonna be a lot of adoption. I believe, once officially the lawsuit is dropped, I believe once we get above these highs, XRP will explode. It will explode to the double digits, but I don't think it's going to do the crazy numbers like some people are suggesting, right? we have to be realistic. That takes time. That takes time. That takes a lot of buying power. It's not just, just straight lines up. It is not just straight lines up. Okay. So, over time, can we reach higher and higher and higher? Yes. Yes, we can. But at this current moment, I do believe, maximum 15, but I do believe that 12 to $10 range is going to be the golden zone. Even if we take the Fibonacci tool, which is a very reliable tool, no, it's not always 100% accurate, but it's pretty damn reliable, then we can see the top zone is roughly $10 to $11, right? Which would be 1.4 trillion market cap, which is an insane amount. Is an insane amount. Sorry, not 1.4 trillion market cap. It would be roughly, if we just forex it from here, which would be $10 roughly, that would be 400 billion plus 444 plus 45 times 4, which is 160, 180 plus the 400 billion. So we pretty much would have roughly 600 billion market cap. So that that is not that's crazy, but that's not impossible. Okay, that's crazy, but it's not impossible, and especially with how much money there is, and especially if Bitcoin and everything is going to change. Because look, right, the S&P 500, we have a top over here, and we have a top over here. Yes, it took years, right? Pretty much in the 2000s, and then in 2008, then we had one bottom in 2002 and another bottom 2008. Now we created something very, very similar, right? We created something very, very, very similar with Bitcoin. We created a top, then a year later we created another top, and we had a nice deeper bottom, right? Deeper than this one. And it's kind of creating the same type of thing. We can see it's creating the same type of thing. And the recovery was pretty quick. And Bitcoin's recovery was fairly quick, right? Bitcoin's recovery was fairly quick. And we can see when we break it down on the S&P 500, right? We break this down over here, that it kind of had something similar that Bitcoin had. Now, it's not 100% the same because we kind of just broke past this without retesting too much. But then we did consolidate for a while Bitcoin, it pretty much got to the all-time high and consolidated there for a while, and now it's breaking out. But it has a very, very similar pattern, very similar trend. And we know the S&P 500 and we know Bitcoin are very well correlated together. So bringing this back to XRP, if crypto is going to get adopted more, if things are going to be more stable and more consistent, then XRP could slowly climb. It could slowly beat the $10 mark, $12, 15, 20 over the next few years, 25, 30. Okay. But what is your goal? What is your goal? Because I'll tell you my goal. My goal is get in low and sell at the top. And I rather, based off history and the data, I know altcoin seasons last just a couple months, like the fun part at least, not talking about the dip in the second part potentially, but just the first pump, I know that lasts just a few months, right? And especially when things are just going straight green, that's like 4 to 6 weeks. So for me, I want to get out there, right? Because at the end of the day, you guys have to sell. Only about 3% of people make money every cycle, which is so sad because it means people are not selling or they're buying at such a bad price. Do you understand that? So please ask yourself, what is your goal? Because if you're looking to hold XRP for 20, 30, 40 years, then you don't need to sell. But I will say, right, if we do get a typical cycle, like let's say with Bitcoin, where things go up and eventually they come down, you would have made more money hashing out near the tops and then rebuying near the bottoms, right? If you, let's pretend this is XRP, right? If you we'll actually literally go on XRP, right? The same thing last cycle. If you bought XRP near the bottoms last cycle, which I actually bought it around mid 20s and the low 30s, that's where I got an XRP last cycle, right? Let's say you sold not at the very top, let's say just near the top, right? You would have made, let's say, 6.5 times your money. Okay. So if I put in $10,000, I would have had $65,000. If I cashed that out and I reinvested all 65,000, let's say an average even over here of whatever, and I sold out, just say roughly right now, I'd make 4.4 times my money. So I would have already made a lots of money. But if I just held my initial investment of like $10,000, I would have been $100,000. While the other one would have cashed me out almost $300,000. So it is still very important to sell when things start peaking and just simply rebuy the bottoms. You're gonna get much more money for that. Okay. Look, I've done this before and I feel like people do it also. Can't make the excuse of things going down and saying, oh, I'll just sell next cycle, because there's no point of holding for 4 years and being the same loop. Okay. So guys, that is it for this video. Love you so much. Talk to you guys next time.